Hi and welcome back to another episode of fingerboardTV. So we are at the Bowmasters in Kassel, and our guest today is Thomas Hansen. So Thomas Hansen, just introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is my name is Thomas Hansen, and in a few hours I will be 35 years old, and I've been fingerboarding for almost 23 years now.
Okay, so and we were doing bread over the fire, so maybe you take the bread into the fire, so it would be an action scene. Whoa, action, action! So maybe tell me something about your job at Black River. So at Black River, you're so I don't really know what you're paid for at Black River. So tell me something about your job at Black River.
Usually I show up at around 10, and then I fingerboard all day. No, I do a lot of public relation stuff and marketing related stuff, and then of course the magazine.
Okay, so talking about the magazine I think is a big thing, producing it, writing it, editing it, you know. So how long does it take to do an an entire magazine, you know?
Well, that's hard to answer because you always have to find a rhythm for it. But we are almost sure that we will have a rhythm with 3 issues a year. So it's like 4 months for each issue.
So I've been very surprised lastly because I've been at the at a train station in Germany, and at the train station in Germany you have magazine shops, stuff like this, so where you can buy newspapers and magazines and stuff. And I've seen the Fingerboarder magazine in this shop, and I've seen my face in the Fingerboarder magazine in this shop. So it was the first page I flipped on, so it was very strange. Do you think, or do you know how it is sold in Germany? So you know what I mean? Yeah. Because it's a very it's a magazine for a very subculture, you know. Do you think, or do you know? Can you say how it is sold in Germany?
Well, it's the first issue that we are selling in train stations. So we don't have any real numbers on it yet, but it doesn't sell well, of course, because it's brand new and it's like a subcultural thing. So it's more a marketing thing, you know, when people see it or something and they think like, hey, my kids are fingerboarding or something, they might take it, buy it, and just just take it home.
So people screaming around us because there's a contest for free drinks here at the Kassel Bowmasters. Yes, drinks for drinks, while Thomas is doing his bread on his stick, you know. But let's talk a little bit about the magazine further, you know, because I think it's a lot of hard work to do a magazine. So you have been the first ones to do a magazine. What were the problems you faced while doing the magazine?
Well, first of all, it takes longer than you think. So like you think, oh yeah, I'm gonna write some articles. It will take like a week, and then I'm gonna find some pictures, and another week, and then you just end up finding out that it's impossible to make things done so fast. So you have to have a lot of different people who are involved in the magazine and doing their own part, and so that's the hardest part of it, to understand that it's not just like the magazine is ready. You have to put so much effort into the magazine.
Okay, so do you write the magazine by yourself, or are there any other editors?
For the first issue, I wrote most of the stuff myself. I still do, but now I have some other people who are also writing stuff. Like we have Jay Linhan, who was writing about his trip to Europe and his trip to Austria back then for the Fingerspeak contest, and we have Olli Blankenburg, who's also on a lot of events. He wrote 2 articles so far, and then of course we have a few interviews, like with the Indonesian guys. So a lot of input we get from other people as well, and that's also what the magazine is about. We need everyone at home to send in pictures or ideas or whatever, drawings, always welcome.
So you say it's a lot of collaboration.
That's the plan. It's not there yet, but that's what we can say. That's our goal. We want to make a magazine that's made by the community. It's like, of course, it's a magazine we're working on at Black River, but we would like to go beyond companies and to see different parts of the scene, no matter if it's Black River or some other companies. We want to show something that has to do with fingerboarding, and that's why we also support stuff in Indonesia, or for the next magazine we're gonna have something from Russia, I hope, and just to show some different aspects of fingerboarding.
So maybe before the interview in Russia or the article is being printed, the interview has been sent. So we don't know, maybe. So let's talk about another topic. What do you think about the fingerboard scene today? Because I've seen that the fingerboard scene is. It's going smaller, you know. So back in the days we had fast fingers where 150 contestants who are fighting about the last places to do the contest, and thousands of viewers, you know. But these days everything is going smaller. So do you think fingerboarding is going smaller now?
I don't think so. Not like that. I think it's more everything goes in waves. You know, it's just like the one thing I know about fingerboarding is it's never been a trend. I know a lot of different other things have been like trends, and they've been there for 5 years. Then 10 years later, someone brought it up again and stuff. But fingerboarding, it's the core part of it has always been there and always will be there, but it goes in waves. Sometimes it gets a little bit bigger, sometimes for 2 years a little bit smaller, but nothing to worry about, I guess.
So, but I think it's going to be smaller, so it's going to be healthy, you know what I mean? Because back in the days, I've been at my first fast fingers, it was 2005, 2006, something around, you know, and there were 30 contestants and 150 people in the audience, you know, so I don't think that it's going to be that small again, but I think it's going to be small. You know, so smaller than back in the days, than back in the last year fast fingers or the year before, you know. So, but I think it's going to be smaller. Don't you think that it's going to be smaller again?
Okay, I know what you're talking about, and it's true, of course. But at the same time, I know some inside stuff from some business stuff that no one cares about, but I know that while it gets a little bit smaller in certain countries, other countries, they are really going crazy now. So if you have some of the countries like Indonesia or like the UK or something, it's like a boost there sometimes in between when you think, oh, it's getting smaller in Germany or in Austria or Switzerland or wherever, then you find other countries where they're going through the same phases that we went through a few years ago, and always you can find this wave thing that goes like, it's bigger, smaller, and I guess we all fingerboard because we really love it, so it doesn't matter. So I know. If there's only like 5 fingerboarders left in Germany and they do an event here in a few years, I will still sit here, no matter if fingerboarding is dead or whatever. It doesn't matter for me. It's the same.
So bricks being thrown to the fire doing your stock bread. So I've noticed it too. Especially in Indonesia. Indonesia is a country where fingerboarding is very big these days, you know. So I've talked to Dee back in the days in a fingerboard interview, and he said about the Indonesian fingerboard scene that's growing and stuff like that. So, do you think that fingerboarding in Germany maybe is going to be smaller, but in the other parts of the world is going to be bigger? So, especially Indonesia. What do you think about Indonesia?
Well, what I heard, it's really a special situation in Indonesia because the country consists of a lot of different islands, and some of them are really connected, some are not. Some have what is called some have good ground for I don't know, for farming and everything, and other islands they are basically not that good. So you have developed parts of the country and undeveloped parts of the country, and that's one of the problems. And still they gather for one big event each year, but in between it's divided into islands, and that's one of the biggest problems there. But yeah, the internet is taking over, and it's connecting people. So.
Okay. So do you think that so to say it, I think that in many parts of the world there are no big contests and stuff, and the internet is connecting people, like you said, you know. But do you think big contests are necessary in these days? Because to meet people, something like that, stuff like that, or do you think the fingerboard scene can survive only through the internet?
No, that's impossible. I'm not the biggest contest fan. I like events of all kinds, and if it's just a jam or a session, I like it even more than contests. And I think the real life aspect of it is the most important thing about it. So, and that's why we're sitting here today, I guess.
Yeah, so we're here. It's a great day at Kassel Ost Bowmasters. It's their ranch. Very great. So how do you feel about today?
I think it went quite well. The last few years, when we had this contest, or the Kassel Ost crew had this contest, it was really crazy because we had a schedule like, okay, the finals at 9 p.m. or something, and then it was like finals 1 a.m. in the next morning or something. And today everything went smooth and perfect. So
I think today everything was chilled.
Yes.
Yeah. So I like it. So let's talk about another topic. I've talked with Timo Lieben recently about the Steig.
Oh.
Your apartment you share with Winkler and Timo. So maybe you tell us something about the Steig. So we've heard Timo's opinion. Maybe we hear your opinion.
Okay, the basics. Schwarzenbach is in the Bavarian outback. We call it Bavarian outback because it's like there's no big city near it, so people basically move away from there. That's why you can buy old houses or anything really cheap. Like, I don't know, I'm not gonna tell you how much the Steig was, but it was super easy, and yeah. So we bought this, and we're trying to turn it into something we each always dreamed about. Just like all the ideas you had when you were a kid or something, we're gonna bring it to life now.
So I've heard the Steig was a restaurant or yes, something like a pub back in the days.
Yeah, like a tavern or something.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a tavern back in the days. Like, I guess 5 years ago, it was still open, and so we still have a bar inside the house and some guest rooms that need some fixing. Yeah.
So very interesting. Do you even got the old bar signs over out of the house? You know, so the bar signs where cars drive by and see, oh, there's a bar. And do people drive by and stop at your house and beg for a drink?
Well, we had a few people approaching the house, but as soon as they see some strange stuff like fingerboard bowls or skateboards or our graffitis on the walls or something, then they back up, of course.
Okay. So I think it was a very interesting interview with Thomas Hansen. Thomas Hansen is doing his stock bread right now. So do you like stock bread?
Yeah, but it takes ages.
Oh, it takes ages, even when the lambs has to get brought. So I think this was the interview with fingerboardTV. We got a lot of audience here. Maybe you can cheer. Very great. So we're out. Goodbye.
Thank you, guys. Thanks.
Thanks. Thanks, Thomas.
Tausend Dank. Cool.